Hello and welcome to episode 23 of the Slow Crafting Podcast. My name's Nadine and I'm coming to you today from northwest of England near Manchester. This is a supposedly bi-weekly podcast about trying to incorporate a slow living and slow fashion agenda into all my fibre related crafty endeavours. Normally I would be talking to you about the 4 outfits that I'm planning on making over the course of this year. And if you've watched before, you will know that I've finished outfit 1 already by the end of January. My other outfits will take longer, but I'm between outfits at the moment, so this episode is going to be slightly different. We are going to look at a book review. I was going to record all 3 book reviews in one go, but I think I'll split them up into individual episodes, because then if you're interested in one you can watch it, and if you're not you can skip on to a different one. So the book that I'm going to review today is the AlterKnit Stitch Dictionary by Andrea Rangel, and it's 200 modern knitting motifs. So it's basically a stitch dictionary of stranded knitting techniques with over 200 different patterns in it. Now I'm going to keep looking at my notes. For once I actually made notes. This is not flying by the seat of my pants, it's all a bit scary. So it gives you background information on stranded colour work in general, how to choose your yarns, the impact of colour dominance and what exactly it is. And when it's talking about choosing your yarns as well, it talks you through the colour wheel and the importance of contrast, so encouraging you to take pictures of your wool in black and white beforehand so you can see whether or not there is enough contrast between the different colours for you to be able to see the designs properly. Okay, talks you through how to hold your yarns, whether that be like I do, which is two-handed, one colour in each hand, or whether you do it sort of in an English style with 2 colours over the one hand, or continental style, 2 colours over the other hand. It tells you how to deal with your floats, and getting them to look nice and even on the back of your work. Talks through, because all these designs are charted, so it talks you through how to read the charts and how to knit from them. Talks about swatching, the importance of it, and how to do different types of swatching, so whether that's swatching flat or swatching in the round. How to work steeks, and it tries to take some of the terror out of them, because I know as knitters the idea of actually setting about our knitting with a pair of scissors after we've spent weeks and weeks and possibly months and months knitting it is a little bit daunting, but it tries to talk you through it and reassure you that it's not actually as frightening as it sounds. And then it goes through a range of tips and advice on achieving more consistent and better colour work, basically. And then it starts with the 200 swatches of different designs. Now, I say there are 200. Some of them are very similar to others. They might just have vary in subtly, some of them are like enlarged versions of other designs within the book, particularly for some of the more abstract or geometric designs. It shows you them worked over, for example, 1 stitch over 3 rows, and then it shows you again it look different over 3 stitches by 9 rows. I am using that as a very random example. made up numbers, but if you look at the designs in the book, you'll get the idea. But there are still a heck of a lot of designs that she's worked through and drawn up for us knitters to have a go with. Now, I've said that they're broken down into different types of things, but the book doesn't actually split them into different sections. They are just, here are all the swatches, have them in this order. So you will have to trawl through them to find the things that you like. You can't think, ooh, I fancy knitting some animal designs today, I'll skip ahead to that section, because there isn't one. You just have to go through it and find them. So I've mentioned the types of designs that are in the book. In my head they come into the sort of rough groupings of abstract, geometric, botanical, maybe more traditional, what you would sort of imagine from Fair Isle or Scandinavian knitting motifs. So you know the ones that look like stars and that type of more traditional image. Regionally inspired, optical illusions, animals, and humorous. And once it's gone through all those different patterns, it then talks you through a number of different projects and gives you patterns for a beanie, some mittens, a cowl, a jumper, and a cardigan. And again, it encourages you to use these motifs in your own designs, and it even says that she's quite happy for you to use them in designs that you then go on to sell. So always a bonus. So yes, I'll just give you an example of some of the items in the book. Now let's see. Right, okay, I'll show you the designs for the projects that she gives you. Okay. Right, she actually, for the beanie, she actually gives you two different designs, one with a hat and one with love hearts on. I mean, they are both hats, one with bikes on and one with love hearts on. I'm not sure how well you can see that design there, but that red hat there does have bikes around it, because one of the motifs in the book is of bikes. In fact, I think there are two different bike ones. There's a larger one and then quite a small bike motif as well. And then I'll cover there's the love heart one. So quite straightforward ones. You know, I think that's coming in as your entry level project. Then next up is the mittens. So, oh, there you go. So that's an that's an all over design, but on a small scale project of mittens. And then the cowl there, which looks to be knitted as a tube and then grafted at the end. And then skull and crossbones jumper. Yeah, I'm just looking at it. It looks to be sort of a unisex one, slightly oversized, with no waist shaping, I don't think. And then fantastic cardigan. Now I'm just wondering about the best picture of it. right next to the chart, which is very awkward. Right, I'll cover the chart bit up. There we go. There is probably the best shot of the cardigan, because in all the others she's wearing a jacket, so you can't really see it. But yes, it looks absolutely stunning, and I am falling in love with it with all over stranded colourwork designs. One day I will knit myself something with an all over design. In fact, possibly quite soon, because one of my outfits does involve all over fair arm on a cardigan, but that's not until outfit 3. So yeah, those are the projects in the book, and I won't show you all the swatches because we'll be here all night, but I will show you probably my favourite ones. Now, I know there's been a big well, not a big, a lot of talk on the internet about the pooping pigs swatch that's in here. I'll try and find it. It's not my favourite. It did make me laugh when I saw it, because my other half bought me this book for Christmas, and when I opened it on Christmas Day, I'm like, there's one doing a poo. I got very excited because I'm a 5-year-old child apparently. But no, that one's not my favourite. There are others that might actually make it onto the jumpers or cardigans or hats. But I know there was quite a few people on the internet that fell in love with the pooping pigs. Oh, and I can't even find it now. See, this is why it's awkward that there's no splitting them into sections. Nope. Oh dear me. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, there it is. I've gone past it. Right. How to show these without showing the... Oh. There we go. There's the pooping pigs. Oh, and I've just showed you one of the hippos. Pretend I didn't. Just shush. I might have to stick things over this to be able to show you some of the other designs. Right. So yeah, that was the pooping pigs. No, like I say, not my favourite, but did make me laugh. My favourites include... Oh, I don't like bending books like this. Try and cover it up so I don't show you the next one as well. There's the chicken one, so some chickens crossing the road. That makes it onto my favourite list. There's quite a few that are sort of MC Escher inspired, and I'll get to those in a minute because they're further on in the book. But there's also one on bees. There's 2 sheep ones as well, and I do quite like those, but they don't make it to my my favourites list. Where's the bees? Oh, here it is. Book gymnastics. I don't know whether you're going to get good enough contrast. There we go. Yeah, little fat bees. Now I've knitted a Milo vest for my youngest that had a larger bee motif worked into it, and that's lovely. And then, even though I'm allergic to bees, I love them, and I would quite happily have bees on everything. But no, so that one could very well make it onto a piece of clothing at some point. What are the other ones that I liked? Oh yeah, the MC Escher inspired ones. There's one with bats and one with fish, but it's the fish one, or one with trees. It's the fish one that I really like. I did think about making something for my other half with that on. Not that he fishes or anything, but he did have an interest in aquaculture in his youth, and he has got a shirt that's covered in fish. It's really gaudy, but he loves it. So I did think about doing him maybe a tank top or something, or a vest, as people in some areas might refer to it. Oh, crikey. I should have put post-it notes on these, shouldn't I? It's not exactly exciting television for you. Not that it's television, but an exciting podcast. Now I should have been able to spot it, because I'm saying that they're not split into sections, but they do seem to be worked in colour blocks. So the first few designs in the book are in red and white, red and grey, and then there's some in grey and white, and then it changes throughout, but there we go. There's your fish. Ooh, there we go. There you go. Some fish. Now, I like that one. And then the other one is the helix, which is the pattern that is worked on the cowl, that's in the project section. But it's really pretty and looks really quite interesting when it's worked up. Ugh. Right. Oh, there we go. So that's that. Overall, I'm trying to think how much it was. It was just under £20 in sterling, and I'd definitely say it was worth it. There's absolutely loads and loads of inspiration here, and it's something that you could dip into and out of and come up with a whole range of designs and ideas, or just take elements and put it into a more basic design that needs a bit of jazzing up, because everything needs a bit more colour work. But yes, but I think looking through this, I was probably more excited about the designs in here than I was in some of my other Fair Isle and stranded knitting sample books, because I think a lot of these lend themselves well to all over designs. You could take little strips out and have little period designs here and there, but I think definitely you're going to get some big impact pieces if you're using designs from this book. And one of the things is, I will say that the swatches are worked up using just two colours, so you get to see a good contrast of the design. But the cardigan and the mittens are knitted using different colours. So what appears to be more than two colours. Actually, I think it's one colour and one variegated or sort of gradiated yarn. So it changes colour, as like the background colour changes as you go through the design, and that looks quite interesting. I'd be interested to see what these designs actually look like using different colours. So working so many rows in one colour, and whether you're changing both the background and the contrast colour, or whether you're just changing one or the other. It could be hours and hours of fun just swatching different things. But yeah, I definitely highly recommend this, and it's not like I've had a free copy and I'm saying it's brilliant. money was paid for this, and I'm saying it's brilliant. So yes, I would highly recommend it. It came out last year, so quite a few of you might have already seen it, but for those of you that haven't, go and check it out. Like I say, I definitely recommend buying it, but if you're lucky enough to have a local library that stocks it, I'd go and have a look at it there as well. Alright then, thank you very much, and I will be back to talking about my outfits, like my 4 outfits for the year. Not next episode, because that one's going to be another book review that I record in a minute, but I think I might record put these 2 episodes out at the same time, or sort of like within a couple of days of each other, and then I'm hoping to record the next podcast about my outfits next week, so you might get a flurry of podcasts from me. Of course, this is always children permitting, because we have had a bit of snow as well recently, so it also depends whether or not the schools are still open, and whether I'm trying to record around 2 children running riot in the background. But hopefully I'll manage to get it recorded next week and start talking you through the outfits that I've been making. I don't want you to think that I've just been slacking off in the meantime. I have been working on a couple of other projects that are not part of my 4 outfits for the year. One of the things I wasn't planning on making at all, but yeah, beginning of this week, I think we had a letter from the school saying, oh no, it must have been the end of last week, because I worked on it over the weekend, saying, oh, for World Book Day this year. And I'm just like, oh, a week's notice. So yes, thankfully I didn't have to make a full outfit yet, but that's a different bit of the story. Yeah, didn't have to make a full outfit for World Book Day, but they needed a magic hat. So yes, my daughter designed the hat that she wanted and what she wanted on it, and exactly what elements it needed for it to be a magic hat. But she'd been reading The Wizards of Once by Cressida Cowell, who's the same woman that wrote How to Train Your Dragon books. So she's got lots of ideas from there about what this hat needed, from quite a few of the characters in there. She also got Hiccup, the dragon from How to Train Your Dragon as well, worked into it. So yes, crocheting and sewing and coming up with that design was quite an interesting challenge, but luckily she was happy with it, and we'll see how she gets on wearing it at school tomorrow, although it won't be tomorrow by the time I upload this, because I'll probably get it uploaded and edited tomorrow, because it's nearly bedtime now. Yeah, so that's one of the things I've been working on. Oh, I also have to make, because they decided, apparently some parents had complained and wanted children to dress up in outfits for World Book Day. So the day after, which is actually my daughter's birthday, she is going dressed as Hiccup from the How to Train Your Dragon books. So I've somehow got to cobble together a Viking outfit for Friday, and it's now Wednesday. Yeah, I'm confident that something will happen. Quite how good it'll look, I don't know, but in proper knitting and sewing projects, I have been working on a shirt for my other half. Into the I've cut out the pieces for the toile, because I've got the all-state pattern from Merchant and Mills, and I've never made a shirt before, so I thought I'll go for this one because it looks like a good entry-level shirt project. But I bought some beautiful material, some chambray from Merchant and Mills as well, and I'm absolutely petrified of cutting into it because it was quite expensive, and it's lovely and I don't want to ruin it. So I'm going to make a toile first out of some quite hideous floral fabric that some cotton that I just had in my stash, and once I've made it I can always wear it as a nightie, and once I've seen that it fits him. So yes, I've got all the pieces cut out for that, and for my mum's birthday in February I bought her a pattern for a cardigan. Well, actually I bought 2 patterns for cardigans, the Andy Satterland patterns. I can't remember what one of them's called, but I gave her the choice of the one that I can't remember or the blaster cardigan, and she chose the blaster cardigan because I bought the 2 patterns and I bought the wool and said, right, which cardigan do you want? So she picked the blaster, and so I've been working on knitting that for her, and you can see it. Ooh. No, fingers, hands, there we go, just there. This is my knitting bag that's got little sewing machines on it, and then that blue bit there, that pale bit, that's the blaster cardigan that I'm working on for my mum. So that's what I've been busy doing in between my outfits. If you want to see those that I've been working on, then please just put a comment below, and I'll try and eke them in somehow, whether it's just in photos or whether I do a separate episode to talk about those, I don't know. Alright then, well, thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye.